Have you heard about that wild incident in California? Picture this: during a high-speed police chase, a driver actually stopped to fill up his gas tank and somehow managed to get away. It all went down in Los Angeles when a guy in a blue Infiniti, which was reportedly stolen, was being pursued by the cops. He was zooming along, hitting speeds over 100 miles per hour, weaving through freeways and city streets. Then, out of nowhere, he just pulls over at a Shell station on Wilshire, hops out, and starts pumping gas like it's just another chill Sunday. He even took off his shirt to cover his face while fueling up, all while news helicopters captured the scene from above. Everything looked pretty normal until he suddenly yanked the nozzle out, closed the gas cap, and took off again, resuming the chase. Moments later, he disappeared under an overpass on the I-10, ditched the car which ended up flipping and crashing into a pole and vanished into the city's shadows. To this day, he's still on the run, and authorities think he might have had a getaway driver waiting for him. It's like something straight out of a movie, a fugitive who stops mid-chase for gas and still manages to slip away. It's a bold move, showing a level of coolness that's hard to believe.
Did you know that a highly respected officer in the U.S. Navy once reported seeing something unbelievable during a flight over Antarctica back in 1947? Admiral Richard Evelyn Byrd was in charge of Operation High Jump, which was the biggest Antarctic expedition ever, involving 13 ships, 4,700 crew members, and a bunch of aircraft. While flying solo over the South Pole, Byrd broke radio silence to share his experience. He talked about soaring over massive ice fields when suddenly he spotted a snow-free valley surrounded by mountains. The temperature felt warmer, and his instruments started going haywire. In his personal journal, which was never intended for public eyes, he supposedly wrote about discovering land beyond the pole places that weren't on any maps. Soon after that, the mission came to an unexpected halt. Byrd returned to the U.S. and even spoke before Congress, cautioning that the biggest threats might come from the polar regions. Some believe he was silent, while others think he encountered something that forever altered his perspective on the world. One thing is for sure, he ventured further than anyone else before him and might have returned with knowledge we were never meant to uncover.
Did you know that on Mount Everest, there's a well-known figure frozen in time along the trail? They called him Green Boots, and he's a haunting reminder of the dangers up there, high in the thin air where it's eerily quiet. Climbers pass by a rocky nook where he lies, curled up with his face turned away, his bright green boots contrasting against the white snow. Legend has it he's been there 4 decades, having collapsed just short of safety, forever held in the mountain's icy grip. He serves as a cautionary tale for those who dare to ascend too high. Some say his goggles are cracked, and if you look closely, you can see his eyes are still open. Others believe that when the wind howls, you can hear him softly urging climbers to turn back. One climber even claimed to have seen Green Boots shift slightly, snow cascading off him as he moved. Another adventurer decided to retreat after spotting fresh footprints in the snow leading directly from the alcove to his own path. Sherpas advise against getting too close to him. Never touch, never speak, and definitely don't linger nearby. Those who do often feel an icy pull, as if the mountain is beckoning them to rest beside him. They say Green Boots is the mountain's guardian, a sentinel of ice observing every move, patiently waiting for someone to join him. So if you find yourself climbing Everest and spot those green boots ahead, keep moving, don't stare, and whatever you do, ignore the whispers, because if you listen, you might never leave the mountain.
Have you heard about the eerie tale from Japan that kicked off with a single post on a forum back in 2004? It's called Kisaragi Station. It all started with a girl named Hosumi who was on her way home on a train. But instead of stopping at her usual station, the train just kept going. She was posting updates in real time, saying the train zoomed past her stop and didn't seem to end. There were no other passengers, no announcements, just endless tunnels and silence. Eventually, the train came to a halt at a place called Kisaragi Station, a name no one recognized and which wasn't on any map. Hosumi described the platform as cold and empty, with a clock that was stuck and an eerie stillness in the air. The people following her story urged her to stay put and wait for the conductor, but there was nobody around. She decided to step off and rode again, saying she walked a bit, but found nothing but tracks and hills. Then, her signal dropped. When she came back online, she sounded terrified, saying, "There's someone coming, and he's not wearing shoes." That was the last anyone ever heard from her. Despite extensive searches, there were no records, no video footage, and no sign of the station. Yet, every year, a new user pops up with the same chilling narrative. I got on a late train, and it hasn't stopped. Locals warn that if you're traveling alone after midnight and miss your stop for no reason, you should stay on the train and not speak. Because Kisaragi isn't just a location, it's a trap, and the moment you step off, you're lost to the world.